Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a few weeks since I dropped a review, but my bad. Things have been busy. However, here I have for you the new War for Cybertron Kingdom Trilogy Voyager class Optimus Primal. And before I begin with Big Bot here, don't forget to like and subscribe and ring that bell for notifications of future reviews. So let's take a look at the box first. As you can see, I have the directions sort of trapped inside. And what I like best about this packaging is the artwork. And it's because of the hair. It's not that it's not that I wanted to come with a brush like a My Little Pony thing, but he looks better than the cartoon here. I mean, the cartoon is computer animated 3D back in the 90s when those graphics were the big thing, and here you have his actual fur, and I think it looks great. It looks awesome, and definitely more realistic. And this is the best thing about the whole Kingdom line. Really, it's the realism they incorporate into each bot, and I'm old school. I mean, I was not big on Beast Wars to begin with. Here's that Kingdom line art, but yeah, I wasn't big on Beast Wars to begin with. I mean, I was like, Transformers are supposed to be vehicles and have wheels and engines, and that's a scientific fact. But eventually the storyline sold me, and I wasn't expecting as much as how the Kingdom line resurfaced the Beast Wars bots, and I really hope they bring out more of them in the next wave. But here is the back, here's the other side, pretty much standard stuff. He's a 22-step transformation, and one thing I do have to point out is with him in particular, they really don't go for the animal look in this bot. I see, based on the facial expression alone, he definitely looks more like his cartoon image there, with the facial expression there. And yeah, it is nice packaging. Also inside each box, you do get a spoiler card, and I've kind of mixed these up. So I'm not sure. I know each of them come with 1 of 4 cards, so I'm gonna take a wild guess, and I think it came with this one here. And each card is a spoiler, and this one, I mean, the biggest spoiler to me would be this one here. And I don't want to talk about it. I just don't want to go through the pain again. But if you know what it's about, you know what I'm talking about, what I'm referring to. But here is, I believe it came with this one, the Autobot Arc. And when you peel it back, it says stuff that you can pretty much figure out that the Arc landed on Earth in the 80s. And yeah, I'm not sure how, or I believe it says that they awake in the 80s. That's what it means. And this might happen at the end. I'm really not sure how it's going to unfold, but yeah, it's something that we've known since really the beginning, that it all happened in like 84. So I've always had mixed feelings about Optimus Primal, and here I have him hooked up with some blast effect. But what I mean by that is it's because of his range as a figure. I mean, a lot of it is about the transformation for me, as I've mentioned in other videos. And his range is kind of short. I mean, when you can transform a humanoid robot into a truck or a fighter jet, that's a stretch, and it requires engineers, a team of engineers, I imagine. Unless someone is that awesome, which I have no idea, how the process is. But I imagine that developing his transformation was not as difficult, because it's going from like an ape to a human, and we're so related physically. So I feel instead they loaded him with a whole lot of detail, and it's just one of those things that sells me on this figure. Also, it's his status as a prime, and that tells me I just gotta add him into my collection. I'm sure some of you would understand. So he has these 2 badass swords, machetes that they store right in the back. Let me take one out just to show you. Now these are supposed to be equal here, and I cut one off in attempt to create more of an exotic weapon. What I would have loved to have seen if they came together somewhat like this here. So I tried to join them right here. I mean, they could do it with a few small, they could have done it with a few small adjustments, really. But I believe they could have, right there, that's what I was trying to go for. This here and that there, to fit right into this handle here. So I tried to cut it to size. It didn't work, of course. I kind of wasn't expecting it to. But yeah, I was kind of hoping they would at least make them connectable, and I really don't have many things to combine them or to put them together. So I guess I settled for Paleo Trex's head there to kind of join them together, which I think it's all right. It actually looked kind of awesome too. So yeah, aside from that, let me put this down. He does have these shoulder cannons here that do retract in and out, and I also added some blast effect. What I do like is one of my favorite parts of his arsenal here are these gauntlet blasters, which is pretty nice. They pop in and out. Added some of those Studio Series Hot Rod blast effects because I mean they are blast effect compatible. It's just the thing is they're so close together. So but I do like that they pop in and out, and they do angle up once you need small fingers to really get through there, or at least a long fingernail. But yeah, you can definitely angle them up like that, which is good. His grip, he does have a grip. You know, it's not just standard, but he does have that, which is great. And I think it's because he's an ape and he's supposed to be walking around his knuckles in his beast mode. But yeah, he has a lot of detail. His head sculpt is pretty much just like your standard Optimus Prime, except with lips. So yeah, he does have some nice detail all around. I do like the paint job and how the red, white, and blue America contrasts with all the Gorilla Black, and it's a pretty awesome bot. And I do appreciate these hydraulics here. They're not really hydraulics, but they're made to go up and down as his toes go up and down. It's great for posability to get him to stand there, you know, especially with two melee swords like that. You're definitely going to want to be able to pose in as many kung fu ways or martial arts poses as you can think of. And you know, it took me a minute to realize, and perhaps because I wasn't that big on Beast Wars to begin with, oh, dropped that one. I really couldn't find a maximal insignia or something painted on there. So, I mean, I think the closest thing comes, and I think I figured it's because it's already a part of the mold, and I'll give you a closer look. It's a part of his chest, really. I think it comes close. I mean, let me see if I can bring another bot here. I have a Cheetor, and if you can get a good look at his maximal symbol there, just so you could see the difference between that and the chest. So I hope I can give you a great shot of it. Let's see if I can zoom in. Come on, iPhone, do your thing. Yeah, there it is. We got a nice look of it, and we can take a look at that, and we can put it up. See there? Now, see the difference? Here and there. So yeah, there is similarity there, and I think that's a nice detail they added there. And you know, while we're in the chest region, I've always wondered why Optimus Primal never got a matrix of leadership, though he did deserve it. And you know, there is a gap here to put one in, I guess. You know, one thing I don't like about this figure is this gap here. I mean, it's easy to ignore, but you know, it's just there. You know, so and there's really no way to secure this. Unless I'm transforming him wrong, you let me know in the comments. But yeah, there's lots of detail here to appreciate. He has this nice little pelvic detail there. That kind of almost looks like his Matrix, you know, but it's not that kind of film. So here are a few size comparisons in his robot mode, and you know, he's not for a Voyager. I mean, for a bot in general, I mean, disappointingly, he's not as tall as I wanted him to be. That's just me, and you know, but I think I understand what they were going for. As far as size within the beast mode. So I mean, I think in all their beast modes, they're pretty much size accurate. But as in his robot mode, he's not as tall, I think, as he should be. He definitely is. I mean, this is Voyager. You can see how much shorter he is than this other Voyager in the same line. Just to give you another comparison, here he is next to your traditional Optimus. Let me get these other bots out of the way. And yeah, this is also another Voyager, but he's not tall. And yes, this is the Kingdom one, of which I have to do a review. But just to give you a look at their head sculpts and how they compare. Here's one, here's the other. I'm trying to, swords are getting in the way. But yeah, like I said, he is similar to Optimus with lips. Let's see if I can get, he does have red in the eyes there. And they've done a really good job at just detail all around. It's just like the cartoon, really. So his transformation is all right. There really isn't much to reconfigure here. So take out the swords, and I'm gonna take these gauntlet blasters, just push them back in, just like that, and take his backpack, or his back and his head really, and you want to just bring that out just like that. I'm going to tuck these guns in, shoulder cannons. And you want to take this, kind of like the Black Arachnia video I made. It's just a similar part. You just take this portion out, you take it, you rotate it. I think you do that with one part of her. Turn the head around, however you wish. You want to tilt the head up and turn that around also. And you push it back in, that, and then before you put it back in, you want to turn the chest around to get that gorilla chest flaring out. You bring the head out. Now you want to take these shoulder pads and snap them closed. And I think a big part of this bot in particular is to cover up the circuitry. So here we have the waist, you turn it around, you take these, you turn it up, and these, the back of his legs are visible, which is fine. I guess it's easy to ignore. And this, kind of like your hot rod bot, turned around, and it covers this. Now, one important thing about this transformation is you want to, because he is a gorilla, you do want to angle, turn the wrists this way, because he's kind of gonna walk on his wrists there. Make sure this red, white, and blue is covered up. And this comes here with a little port, so you want to, like a little port and tab there, you want to make sure that snaps in like that. And you're going to want to angle. He's double jointed in the knees, so you want to make sure that's there. That's dislocated, so this becomes dislocated just like that. Make another angle. And now you angle this upwards. It should hide under this little cover here, just like this. So it might not hide all the way, but you can definitely hide it under. Maybe he deserved a bigger rear end here to cover this extra stuff out, but yeah, this is it. You can look up. He does have that articulation to look up, not just down. And here he is. He's pretty much there at his in his beast mode. Unfortunately, I mean, he is articulate for the most part. It's just these legs don't spread out, so you really can't angle them as much as you can, as I'd like. I mean, but here he is. Stand him up. He can put up his knuckles. Let me just do that. And now you can look a little bit more further up, and you can take the swords. And you can store them back here if you'd like. Here and there, and he's transformed into his beast mode. So here are some more size comparisons in his beast mode, and you know, his best buds and stuff, and it looks great. But you know, the directions recommend another mode. If when you look at them, they have them in a, I wouldn't call this a mode, but they also show how to stand him on his hind feet. So he's pretty much just as tall as this robot mode, but he's an ape. So there he is. And that's what the directions do recommend. So let me give you a closer look at his beast mode here. I do add some detail here. He has muscular chest, his face, you know, I think his face, they could have given him some light piping there. I think that would have looked nice, but he has this grimace here, which is really good. I love the detail with the fur, and most of the detail on this, his beast mode is the fur, you know. As soon as you transform it back, you just take the shoulders super fast, snap them back up, you lift this panel up, lift the other panel, actually no, lift the other panel up, this one here, turn this waist at a 360, and you take this back plate up, you turn it around, put it in this little slot here, just like that, and the hardest part is this part here. Take the back there, Now, before you do that, you want to take his head, turn it at 360, and angle it up, I believe. Take his head, turn it around. And while you're here, you do want to turn it sideways so you can put your finger in there to bring out the guns. So, yeah, otherwise, I mean, unless you have really small fingers, yeah, it's going to be tough to get out. So here's his head. Push that back in, and you have enough space to take out these guns here, these shoulder cannons. And before you do that, you bring out his chest, you flip it open. I believe I got that wrong. I think you turn this head around. Let me turn it on this way, and I believe that's how it's going to go. No, I do want it to go inside and tuck it in here. That's better. So whatever you do, you want to compact it to make sure that you can at least bring it back down just like that. So, oh yeah, these toes do come down. And that's it. That's all it takes. Adjust the wrists and bring out the gun. Shoulder cannons if you'd like. If not, that's cool. But they are kind of neat, the way they just fit in there when you push it back in. So here he is. And normally I don't review Labat before I review them, but in this case I'll make an exception. I just wanted to show the size difference between Megatron and Optimus in this line, and I kind of wish Optimus were a little bigger, you know, but he still looks awesome. But yeah, I mean, Megatron is awesomer, I think, as far as size is concerned. I mean, but Megatron is another view. So this has been my review of Optimus Primal. If you like the content on this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, ring that bell for future notifications. And once again, thanks for watching. I'm Optimus Frank, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Thanks.